Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a timely tarot oracle reading about random shift. If you resonate with the title and or the thumbnail, this is the perfect reading for you. Delivered at the perfect time in timely fashion, courtesy of the universe through the language of synchronicity. This is a collective or general reading, meaning parts may or may not resonate with you. Take what works for you, leave the rest. And also, this is a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I've posted this, what was going on in your life back then? That may give you further clarity to your situation now. All right, here we go. We're going to go with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. And we have, okay, the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords is rushing in with some information. The Knights would work for the King and Queen, delivering messages in the old days. And the only way they had of communicating was basically in person, or like written note delivered. So this is representing communication coming in. And the communication is regarding the sword energy. The sword energy represents your mental intellect, your, the written word or verbal word. And also it can represent the discipline of your mind and your intuition. So the Knight of Swords is rushing in with this information. He's either running from something or towards something. His sword, you can only see half of it. So this information could be only half a thought. There's no point on his sword that we can see, so he might not even understand the point of the information he's delivering. This sometimes can represent the energy of fools rushing in. He is, his horse is stressed out and is, so this can represent being very impulsive, like pushing the horse to the point of exhaustion. The horse represents our emotions. And this is running against the wind through barren land. So sometimes this can really represent someone who is a fool rushing in. Sometimes it can represent someone hiring a private detective or some sort of investigation taking place, but not having the full story as of yet, but wanting to deliver the information that is available at this time, that kind of energy. We have soulmates here. So the Two of Cups represents the energy of two souls that have made an agreement before coming into the physical, that they would connect at some point during this cycle, during this lifetime, so that they could empower each other to complete their missions that they came on Earth to complete. And so this energy is talking about, a soulmate is someone that you've made a soul contract agreement with, someone that has been ordained by God that you would meet. And so this generally, quite often it is romantic love because that makes it more interesting for the two people involved. But it can be, a soulmate doesn't have to be about romantic love. This is talking also on another level of you being able to take your masculine and your feminine energy and be in balance with that energy. So this is saying also being in connection with your higher self network. And the higher self network is kind of, HSN is very similar to being on the internet. The major difference is that if you are on the internet, generally you're on the internet. Whereas in HSN, the higher self network, you're on it 24/7, whether you are aware of it or not. And so this is having a strong connection to source energy and being able to go inward and use your intuition to be able to find answers, and also being very balanced within your masculine and feminine energies, which puts you in a position where you don't really need someone in your life. It just makes it more beneficial. It's a bonus, basically. And also this is the Hermes symbol, which is ruled by Mercury. And so this is about healing and about communication. Sometimes this can represent, Mercury is the planet that represents communication. And when Mercury goes retrograde, as it does 2 or 3 times a year, it will go retrograde. From the point of view of the Earth, it looks like Mercury is going backwards, and it's infamous for causing problems with communication and technology, that kind of energy. So that could be the reason. If you check when you're watching this video, is there a Mercury retrograde at the time? That could be part of the reason why the communication is not coming through. Mercury retrograde usually lasts about 3 weeks or so. So check that out. And we're going to, as it so happens, as I'm doing this reading, we are in Mercury retrograde. All right, so you might not have the whole story here as of yet. We have the 10 of Pentacles. So the 10 of Pentacles is the most pentacles that you can reach in the tarot. 10 of Pentacles is representing generational wealth. It's talking about a legacy that you can pass down to your children and to your grandchildren. This is, I'm talking, the pentacles represent health, wealth, and happiness in the 3D. A big part of that is money, but you could have all the money in the world and still not be living the lifestyle that you wish you could live. And this is talking about having the lifestyle. It's raining money and you have the lifestyle. So you love where you're living and you enjoy where you're at. You know, you have a beautiful area where you are. You enjoy living there. You have the partner of your dreams, basically, and we have the 2.5 children and the pets, and you can stop and chat with your neighbor, that kind of energy. So this is talking about having the ultimate lifestyle and having that supported by the coin. Of course, money is a very important part of that scenario in the 3D world. And sometimes this card can represent some sort of information coming in out of the blue from somewhere where you weren't expecting it, that is really significant, and maybe you weren't even aware that it was in the stratosphere, basically. We have a potentially heartbreaking decision needs to be made here. This is, when you first look at this card, it's like, oh, this is really bad. There's 3 swords driven through this person's heart. But when you look at the heart in context to the size of the swords, you realize, oh, these are more like nails or like pinpricks kind of energy. So maybe this person can actually survive this and recover from it. So sometimes when we are in a heartbreaking situation, when it has to do with romance or something that's happened to someone we love, we have a tendency to think we'll never be able to heal from it. So this is a card of saying a forgiveness and also of healing. And sometimes this card can represent the energies of 3 people, where there should only be 2, and something's driving between the 2. So this is that kind of energy of gossip and slander and not being able to speak your truth, that kind of energy. So we'll see what this is about, because we have a soulmate here and we have, the implication of lovers. This could have something to do with romantic love. And it could also have to do with your higher purpose, which I'm just going to address here because of this card here. When we're on our destined path and we are with our soulmate and we've met up and then we get together with them, that kind of energy, that's when quite often the universe will support you in both of you having what you need in the material world to be able to easily work together to get the job done, basically. And sometimes this card can have a very positive meaning, saying that representing the 3 different minds we have, basically. The subconscious mind, which is formed by the time we are, from a baby till about 6 or 7 years of age. And most of that, we don't have a memory of ourselves, and we have to rely on the people who are in charge of our care to tell us who we are, basically, because we can't remember it. And so we have to rely on their impression of who they thought we were. And so this energy, the subconscious mind, because a baby, you think about what a baby learns just in the first year of life alone. There's so much learning there, and babies are like sponges just soaking in their environment. So this leaves a very heavy, like strong imprint on people. When people are in a situation where they're triggered, they quite often, the subconscious mind is the first thoughts that come to them. And quite often these are actually just the thoughts of the people who raised us years ago, and now you might be 30 and you're still operating on what people told you who you were from when you were under the age of 7. So it's not the most reliable mind information coming in. And then we have the unconscious mind, which is regarding your soul's needs. So a lot of people will say, oh, I'm a human being with a soul, but it would be more accurate to say that you are a soul traveling in a human body, and that is your vehicle for getting around the earth so that you can learn and experience what you need to experience while you're on this planet. Then we have the conscious mind, and the conscious mind is what you have a handle on. So it's your own experiences that and your own memory. And so when we get into the three being congruent with each other and we plug those into our heart, then we can become someone who is actually on our life mission, like on our destined path. That the master plan of God, why we are here, basically. Generally, everyone's purpose is just to be a better version of yourself. If all else fails, just focus on investing in yourself so that you become a better version. And really, that only requires being 1% better at something than you were the last time. It can have a huge effect. So every time you put something into practice, if you do it 1% better, eventually that really adds up to a lot. So the King of Pentacles is sitting on his throne, and his main focus is on the pentacle. And again, the pentacles representing lifestyle, a big part of that being the coin. He has a lot of grapes on his robe here, because this is representing, grapes in the tarot represent something that is a luxury that is very challenging to grow and have oops, sorry, my cat just knocked the camera. She was sitting on my lap, and she had happy feet because she was purring away there. So we have, so the grapes represent, something that is a luxury that is very challenging to grow, yet the King of Pentacles does this very well. And the energy is talking about someone who is highly admired for his business acumen, someone that is, possibly in the profession of banking in some way. They would be at a high level because this is a king. This could be the head financial advisor of a corporation, or someone in government, like a minister that's in charge of the finances. It could be represent someone who's an entrepreneur and has, is doing very well with their business. That kind of energy. Accountants and financial advisors. A lot of times this can represent real estate and developers of land, etc. And this, whatever industry that the king is in, he's at the top. So he would be someone, like if he's an accountant and he's in a firm, he would be one of the partners, that kind of energy. We have the Ace of Pentacles coming in. So the Ace of Pentacles is talking about having a reward this is a reward from God in the universe. And I feel it, this is saying, because you're on your destined path, this is why you are receiving this reward. And so this pentacle is saying that you will have all you need and the lifestyle you need to live to be able to fulfill your purpose here. And yeah, and you're a star. In case you didn't know it, this is confirmation. You are a superstar. So this is talking about, the star energy is talking about coming onto the earth to add your special abilities, techniques, whatever your special gift is that God created you to be able to empower other people on the earth. And so this energy is representing, this person is dipping in her right foot into the the universal waters, and this represents a masculine approach, like taking action. And so she is adding her own special, unique qualities to this universal water, and then pouring it back and forth, and then pouring that out onto earth. And you'll notice here there's 5 streams coming out of here, and those 5 streams represent the 5 points on the pentacle. So bringing what you were brought from the heavens to accomplish, and pouring that into the earth in your own special way. So you're not just an insignificant dot in the universe. You are actually, your unique qualities and abilities are required. And so that's why sometimes we hook up with our soulmates, so that we can empower each other to manifest that in a stronger way and with more ease, and enjoy the journey of it, that kind of energy. We have the North Star here being represented. The North Star is your North Node. It's when you're on your destined path, like when you're on what you came here to be, and you can tell that because you'll be time flies when you're having fun kind of energy. And so the other stars here, the 7 stars, represent the Pleiades, which is some supportive energy from the universe coming through to empower you. And then we have the Chariot. So the Chariot is talking about this energy is coming in. It's already happening in a spiritual realm, and now this energy from the spiritual realm is coming down to earth. This is God's plan, and this is saying it's time. It's already in the works. It's something, and that is the universe conspiring then to make sure that you and your soulmate end up together, that the timing now is correct for that. So this person there's no rains. There's no need for rains, because this is just like a tank. It's like tung, 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 tung. It's going to, get you where you need to go kind of energy. That may require leaving where you're at in both the physical and the spiritual context, also on a mental level, whatever. This is the energy of the shift disturber. So generally this card, this shift disturber energy, represents the energy of someone who likes to stir the pot, a bit of a buffoon, someone who, if you look here, we don't quite know why he's sneaking away with these swords here, but he's looking back and he's planted 2. So what does that mean? We're not quite sure. That would be something that we, would have an energy. We'll have to look into this some more for a minute, but just for now, this is a walking contradiction. So this person is looking backwards over their shoulder, and they are looking into the past of what's happened, and they've planted these 2 swords here. I feel it's about this energy here and this destined path. And so they are looking backwards, looking over their shoulder. They're sneaking away in broad daylight. So they're not a thief in the night, but they could be a thief in broad daylight. And that implies white collar crime, where there's a lot of money coming in, and they're like, hey, here's an opportunity for me to take this. And this represents someone whose crime is happening in broad daylight, basically. But they're on tiptoes and they're sneaking. And the thing is that what they're doing, they're looking backwards and not looking where they're going. And look how this person is carrying these swords. Like, who carries swords like that? These are super sharp. They're double-edged swords. If you trip, it would be a disaster. And so this, this is talking about someone who is kind of impulsive and in this dangerous energy. And we notice that, the heartache, the sword, the information coming in about this, and this, I feel like this energy is talking about about these 2 getting together, because it's sitting on here. These 2 are getting together and they're on this destined path, and now all this money is coming in, and I have figured out a way to sneak away with it, and getting in touch with other people. Dun, 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 dun. Here's some information kind of energy. And so this is someone, quite often, this can represent someone who is using his innovative thinking to get in control of this money. And so it's someone who is intelligent, but they're using their intelligence in a weird way, in a dangerous way as well. And the interesting thing, sometimes this card, because there's 7 swords, it came up about a month ago from when I'm doing this reading, that I'm learning as I go more and more about how to read the cards in the more readings I do. And this can talk about a 7-year cycle, basically, this energy. And the words came up, the 7-year itch. And so the 7-year itch, it's a phenomena that happens when people are in a relationship, and statistically around between the 7th and 8th year is when all of a sudden they lose interest in the relationship and they decide to move on. And funnily enough, it can also represent real estate. Like, so someone purchases some sort of real estate, maybe a home, and then after 7 years, just out of the blue, it's like they don't want to live there anymore. It's just a feeling that comes over them, and then that then becomes like a burden rather than an asset, because they want to sell it and move on, and maybe the market isn't supporting it, or they have to do work on it, that kind of energy. But statistically, this is when a lot of people get out of relationships and or purchases, or out of businesses that they've been in. There is also, the 7 also represents a spiritual cycle, and also the growth of the human being, basically. Like, we have major milestones at the age of 7, that's when our subconscious mind is solidified by then. And it's also talking about generally when we're in grade 1 and we're starting to learn from others than those closest in our family, at on a daily level, right? Being introduced to new information. And then at 14 is when a lot of times, and also people will tend to get their permanent teeth start coming in around the age of 7. And then at 14, we have the time when someone is going into adolescence and their hormones are changing and they're moving into being a child to being an adult. And then we have, at 21, you're considered to be an adult everywhere in the world, actually. You can get into any bar, usually by the age you're 21, whereas you could maybe in some countries get into the bar at 18 or 19 legally, and in some European countries much sooner. So this is talking about this 7-year cycle, as well as so cycles of energy tend to come to an end, and then a new cycle begins. And quite often this is on a spiritual level. But so this walking contradiction serves a purpose, but it's generally not one that, this is someone who likes to stir the pot and wants to find innovative ways to take what belongs to others for their own purposes, rather than, the purpose that it was meant for. We have the King of Cups coming in. So the King of Cups represents an energy of, he's sitting out in the emotional waters. That's what this represents here, is volatile energy, emotions, and chaotic, energy. He's in the eye of the storm. And when the time is right, he plans to deliver this cup. So I feel like this energy is coming in very quickly here. That these two are going to meet. And then we have a long time coming. So this is talking about the Knight of Pentacles. It's the slowest moving knight out of all the knights. He's so slow sometimes that, he has to have a board meeting with himself to make a decision. And it can be very frustrating waiting for the information from the Knight of Pentacles to come in. See, the energy is very different. He's actually at a standstill. Having said that, when this information comes in, generally it's information that you can actually trust, and that, it generally is about a lot of money. So it's a more sincere offer. So from the energy from the past going up to the top and back down again, we have soulmates are coming together. It's the destined time. Someone is trying to sneak away with what they're supposed to be receiving so that they can get together and on somehow has figured this out, and they're very innovative in their thinking. And this is talking about the information coming in now. This was the suspicion of this happening, and now this is, no, this money is coming in for them. How can we take it? And while they're busy getting together, let's take their reward, basically. But this is saying, this is God's plan. So when the time is right, these two will get together, and no one's going to be able to stop them getting together when the time is right. And this is also about, they will be rewarded with this. This is for God's plan. This isn't, this lifestyle and this money does not belong to these people. This belongs to God. This is God's energy for God's plan. And so it's kind of very foolish to think that you're going to override God's plan. And this is someone who thinks they can do it both on a spiritual level as well as on a physical level. They think they have it well thought out, but in actual fact, it's going to cause them a lot of misery and anyone else that gets involved, because the star energy is God's plan. And both these people are on that plan. So it's just kind of a ridiculous thing, but they could slow it down, they could delay it, but they can't stop God's plan. Like, it's so silly. Like, I don't know, that's some ego that this person has. Anyway, we're going to, and I'm getting it's more than one person too. Like, this is a collaborated effort, I feel. You know, there's at least 7 people involved, or maybe even 7 groups involved, that kind of energy. If this is enough information for you, and hey, this is what I needed to know, I'm glad. Give me a like and comment if you've received some value from it. And also, if you are resonating with the channel and you want to subscribe, you're very welcome to. It would be my honor if you did so. I'm going to clarify for those of you who wish to have further clarity here. I'm using my Oracle, Tales from the Vector, TAILS from thevector.com. Is my website, and I started this back in 2007. In 2020, I completed the 64th painting. It's from the Intergalactic Federation of Light. The numbers on these cards that I'm using represent the how the paintings are numbered in my gallery on my website. I will put them in the order they come here, and you can check it out if you want further information. The information will be in the description box below. So we have the Magician coming in. I feel like there's 2 cards here. Yes, there is. Okay. So we have the Magician coming in. This is an energetic upgrade for these soulmates coming through. And this is when the Fool starts their journey in the major arcana. The Magician is the first card that shows up. The Magician in my Oracle is actually a beautiful golden dragonfly who is stirring the waters in a puddle with her tail playing, and it's representing the joy of, you know, the energetic upgrade of, okay, I'm on my path and I'm going to have everything I need to move forward. And that little dragonfly is from Iquitos in Peru. We have Cancer, which is the sign of Cancer. And this is talking about the moon, and how when the moon energy is strong, like a full moon, new moon, eclipses, that this is a good time to feel with your intuition so that you can move forward and be in an energy like the King of Cups here, where you're engaged with the energy, not entrenched in it. So that way you have a more clear view. This the Cancer sign of Cancer is ruled by the moon, so this is highlighting that energy. When my signs, horoscope signs, come up in a reading like this, it doesn't mean for me that I'm identifying Cancer as a person, although you could be saying, oh no, I think my soulmate is a Cancer, I just met them. That could be very true for you. Use your intuition. That's what this card is saying to do. But that's just not my intention. I'm one, we all have a little bit of every sign in us. And I like to use this energy, like what can we learn from each of the signs when they're at their strongest state of being that can empower us to have a better outcome in our lives. And then I have the energy of Pisces coming in also. So Pisces is the senior executive of the horoscope energy. And this is talking about this kind of energy where, you know, Pisces is about emotion, water. It's a water sign. And so this is the baby of the water signs, and this is the senior. So this is implying that through this energy of, you know, sometimes there's heartbreaking decisions in that happening, that this is because we have to learn how to sink or swim in life, basically. And once we have come to the point where we are able to hold the energy, that's when the universe rewards us to be able to move forward, so that we don't impulsively do something that we regret and then we lose the opportunity. Intent. So yeah, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. So you could have really good intentions and then still have things not go according to plan, which you may have noticed in your everyday life. And then there's a karmic space of indifference. So a lot of times people will say, oh yeah, we're all in it together. This energy is indifferent to any suffering that they cause this energy, because they want what they have, and they want it both on a spiritual and a physical level. So this is talking about a calculated energy to stop these two people from getting together so that they can have this reward, because they want it instead. And it's because there's an energy of jealousy here. So you know, and this is talking about the energy of people who actually would prefer to be someone other than themselves, because they can't see their own special qualities. And so they want someone else's plan because they think it's better. And if they would have just focused their energy on their own unique qualities that they came onto the planet and on their mission, they would be much better off. And then we have the energy of the sun, and that's just saying the sun represents God's energy. It's the happiest card in the deck. This is saying there will be a happy outcome because this is God's plan, and it will be happening. Just bottom line. And so that's the energy for this reading. God rules. All right, and then we have the guiding star, the North Star energy at the very bottom here, just as an extra. So that is the North Star is your guiding star, saying, yeah, stay on your destined path. The outcome is much better if you stay on your own destined path than trying to steal someone else's destined path. And interfering in God's plan is, you know, it probably isn't going to work out that well for you. So do like and comment if you've enjoyed this reading, and consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy of the channel. And I will be back with another random, timely reading soon. Bye for now.